Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Metal Command podcast. Tony here with you. And today I am joined by uh, a guy that has sang in the band Primal Fear since the very beginning in the late 90s, someone who has come on this show on a multitude of occasions, and also was the first singer in Gamma Ray. I sang on an album with him and had to follow up with him. And, of course, a badass in the gym, Mr. Ralf Scheepers. It's great to have you on, my friend.
Hello, Tony. Good to have you again. Good to be with you again. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So we have another album coming out, and I'll just start off by saying this: it's the album's a little different for me because you have a lot of very big choruses in it. You know, when you listen to the singles are actually very, they're pretty good. It's a pretty good representation of the album. Most bands don't really do a good job at that, but this record is actually very good, but a lot of very catchy choruses. It's kind of like the songs build up, but I think the album's excellent. And maybe talk a little bit about it. It comes out September 5th, 2025. And man, it's
Thanks.
27 years, man. You've been doing this so with this band, and talk about your new record, man. Just let's get it out there. Your impressions of it, and tell people all about it.
27 with Primal Fear and 45. I'm still doing this, so I'm wondering somehow. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for your words again, Tony, and what you did on socials the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And the new album. We had a pool of so many songs again, so we picked, in our opinion, the creme de la creme out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. I mean, whenever we write, we want to be melodic. Because for us, Primal Fear is a melodical, and combined with power metal guitars and rhythms, is a power metal thing to do. That's what we love, what comes from our blood. We don't have to pretend to do something. It's just how we are. From the beginning on, since 1997, since we wrote until now, we have this red line of having some catchy melodies, right? And that's what we wanted to continue here and there. And of course, we had our albums like New Religion and Seven Seas, where we tried out different things here and there, but still kept our style, our Primal Fear style, heavy metal, in terms of heaviness and melodies. So, and still we are checking out stuff and trying out stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So as I've said, we had a pool of 25 songs and picked, in our opinion, the best ones. Everybody was invited to write. So in the end, it turned out that this is Magnus, Matt, and me who wrote for the new album, because you know what happened. Maybe that's a later question.
Yeah, sure.
So, and then, we are really happy that we are about to release it in September. But you know how it is nowadays. Everybody is going piece by piece, step by step, throwing candy out until the album will be out. And this is combined with videos. It was the studio recording for Far Away, which was just the cam recording, and then the pro ones with the Hunter, and Tears of Fire is going to be released soon as well, in 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's what you do nowadays.
Yeah, you have the much larger. The promotion aspect of it has definitely changed. Because I was saying this to somebody the other day. I went on a podcast. We were talking about this, but when Primal, we were talking about albums I was looking forward to, and I thought to myself, I ended up getting into this band as a young adult, and that was right. Your debut album came out right as my show started. So it's kind of like you watch how the whole thing has evolved, and you've been, one thing about Primal Fear that I've always said is that you've been a very consistent band,
Mm-hmm.
in what you've done, and what has kept that consistency up? Because you and Matt obviously have had a great, friendship, working relationship, but it takes a lot to remain consistent and stick around doing this. And what is, why have you been such a consistent band, and what's led to that?
First of all, it comes from the heart. I mean, what Matt and I do comes from the heart, and we want to do it in a professional way. And this consistency, staying focused, and not to do filler songs or throw out, which we are not convinced with, is our way to work. because that's how we also value the fans. We don't want to throw out garbage. I mean, nobody wants that, but you know what I mean. So we always focus to have a bunch of good songs together, and that was from the beginning. And even in the times when I was still working, which is not so long ago, like 15 years ago, I still was an employee of a factory. Well, let's say 20 years almost. So, and even there, it was always important for us to deliver good albums and do good shows, which was not so easy if you do two jobs, as you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, but it was always our motor and our motivation to deliver the goods.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, Tony here from the Metal Command podcast. Again, I appreciate your support. Since 1998, I have hosted this show in one form or another, starting off in radio and now in the podcast format. Again, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see and hear on this show, by all means, please hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to be notified anytime I do post a video, and if you see this program on any other form of social media, please give me a follow there. Again, I always appreciate your support.